Hello, vintage outboard motor fans. This is T-Mike, and today we're shooting a video on how to replace a spark plug wire and install the boot on that spark plug wire. So if everybody's ready, here we go. Alright, so here's a magneto off of a 1957 5.5 horsepower Johnson, and we're gonna replace the spark plug wires on it. I'm going to do one side, the other side will be the same thing. So on this video, I'm going to show you how to remove the coil. Alright, I'm going to show you how to install the new spark plug wire on that coil. I'm going to show you how to test it, okay, with an ohm meter, and then I'm going to show you how to put it back together. Alright, so if everybody's ready, here we go. So these coils, all right, I've taken the magneto off of the motor, set it down in front of me, and these coils are screwed on to the plate, all right, with these two screws and this screw right here. So if you move those three screws, which I've already done on this top coil, move those three screws, the coil simply comes right out. All right, so we'll talk about this coil and how to attach the wire right there on it in a minute. All right, so to take the spark plug wire, I'll remove the boot. So to take the spark plug wire off, it goes down inside the hole right here. To do the other side, you gotta disconnect these two pieces to get it out. This one we can slip back in right the way we took it out. All right, so I've got the wire here. I'll pull it out of its routing clamp. Okay, we'll save that magneto on the side, and now we'll do the work of replacing the wire and the boot. So this is the top coil, so it's got a marking band on it. We'll take that marking band off right here. Okay, so the spark plug wire that I use is Pitco part number 8127S, 7mm, and this is 100 foot of it. You can get it on Amazon for $49. That's the wire I use. So I'm going to measure me out a section of it. That's the same length as the old one. I'm going to cut it. Okay, I'm going to discard the old one. Now we're going to put it together. All right, so the 7mm wire has got a core to it, right? A solid core, metal core. And there's the inside of your boot of your spark plug has got a pointed tip in there. Some of the coils are screw threaded, and you have to screw this in. This is the original Johnson coil, so it's going to be just a point that you shove in. All right, so you also have to put in the boot around it to go back in. So I'm going to show you a little T-Mike trick. Take you a little standard lithium grease. All right, rub a little bit on the coil here. Give you some slide. Slip your boot on, slides right on, keep it greased, and then we're gonna insert it into the opening where the metal core center. It's getting stabbed by that pin, and I like to take my pliers and push it in. Push it in till it won't go anymore. Alright. Then shove your rubber boot right up against it. This boot allows it to sit into the armature plate and hold it in place. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how to test it with a voltmeter to see that you've properly installed it. Alright, so if you've watched my previous videos, you know that the coil has two windings on it, a primary that should read between 1 and 3 ohms, and a secondary that should read between 3,000 and 10,000 ohms. So we're going to test the spark plug wire through the secondary winding. We'll take our Fluke digital ohm meter, set the scale on ohms, put the leads, the black one to common and the red one to ohms voltage, and we'll take our leads and we'll go to any side of the primary coil and touch the center of the wire, and it should read between 3 and 10,000 ohms. Okay, and it does. It reads 3,793 ohms. So the wire has continuity with the coil. That's an important check before you put it all back together. Now I'm going to show you how to slip it back onto your magneto. Okay, so now we're going to thread the coil through the opening in the magneto plate. Okay. Pull the slack through. Alright, once you've threaded the spark plug wire back in, your magneto's back together, you can do the other side. So now, let's talk about putting the spark boot on the end of this wire. So, I like to use these boots and clamps. Okay. This is a 7mm 9-degree right angle. You can get a pack of 8 on eBay for $11.99. Alright, so to skin the end of the wire back, I'm going to use twin lock spark plug tool. It's got the cutter and the crimper built on it. You can find it on an Amazon for $11.99. Alright, so if you're ready, we'll get her done. So on the crimper, find the 10 gauge cutting hole and simply put your wire, want about an inch, go about an inch down, squeeze it tight and cut it off. Okay, that leaves you with 1 inch of bare wire. Alright, take that wire and fold it over against the spark wire, the inner core. Then I'll take my metal boot and put it against that wire, and I like to start it with a pair of needle nose. Just kind of get it going, and then the crimp terminal is right there. This right here. Alright, so you put the crimper on it and crimp it all the way down. And you have a nice, you can see the wire still sticking out. You have a nice crimp, solid crimp. It's a pretty robust connection. That spark is so hot that it'll travel well through that connection. Now we got to slip the boot on it. Right? Another T-mic trick. Put a little lubrication on the wire with a little lithium grease. Take the end, shove it in, use a pair of pliers if you need to. Just shove it all the way in until you can see the metal ring that the plug goes into it. Alright, so hope y'all enjoyed the video. That's how you change the spark plug wire and put on a boot. See y'all next time. Remember it, here at T Mike's Vintage Outboards, we're doing it one motor at a time. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Here at T Mike's Vintage Outboards, we're doing it one motor at a time. Please subscribe. I guarantee to provide weekly videos. Au revoir, mes amis, and laissez les bon temps rouler.